Our next speaker, Professor Bharat Bhaskar, Director, IIM Ahmedabad. All the way he flew down from Ahmedabad, so give him a clap. Sir.
Thank you, Irfan. Dr. Sitaram, who has a great task of leading the AICTE, which is elephant. And when Deepen is talking about change in the pace of the change and things which are happening around us, elephant doesn't have to turn the direction, but it has to dance. Professor Shailendra Singh and Dr. Ahuja present here. I thought it's time for me to talk slightly different, where industry and academia are coming together. Not only they are coming together, they are walking in a lockstep. And one of that field we have been talking about today, and that's where the industry, future of the industry is going to be. And that's where the academia's future is also going to lie, because ultimately we can talk about the Puritan education, but much of our education is about guiding the industry, working with the industry, producing the human resource for the industry. Right. Has been the artificial intelligence. Technology is not new. It started in 1970s. Led by the academia. The thought of having artificial intelligence, the fiction writer wrote, of course, in 50s, 70s, academia began to realize with the advent of computers that how artificial intelligence is going to, and robotics is going to substitute the human beings, etc. and so on. But it didn't take too far. Initially, lots of funding came in, but then there was a funding winter. So AI went through the first winter. 80s or late 80s, the computing power became strong enough, and people had again put little hope. The academia once again took. NSF again funded, and lots of funding opportunities came. Academia again drove the direction of AI and robotics, and it took it quite far. But then the funding winter came along with the 2002 crash of the computing market, or a IT-led crash of the stock market. Since then, although we called it AI winter, but the industry took up because it realized what academia has done holds certain value. So industry and academia worked in a partnership where the actual work was happening in industry, part of it was happening in academia. And today, suddenly, we talk about chatbots. We also talk about AI, ChatGPT, and on, and we said, suddenly it has appeared from where? I don't think we have been blindsided by it. Actually, if you look at, I would say not even today, even 2015 onward, a factory of a BMW or a Mercedes, you see a wonderful mechanism in which human and robots are working together. These are small robots. Human prepares a casing for a transmission system. Robot waits for human to complete the job. The moment human steps out, the robot, which has lifted already about 6 kg weighing gear, fits the gear inside the casing, while the person is already preparing another casing. Robot has picked up the arm, waiting not at a regular frequency, because human productivity or human operate at a variance, adjusting to that variance, working along with the humans. Also, you see the similar kind of thing when they are repairing the window glass or the car window glass, the glue around it, robot arms continues to put it, and in a customized manufacturing, the glasses are not of same size, so they're not fit from a machine. Humans keep loading the glasses of different size, and this robot adjusts, sees the edges of that window size, and accordingly applies the glue by adjusting its arms accordingly. And it waits for human to occasionally come and clean the nozzle. Also clear the edges, guide it again, that human is clearing the edge, and robot is watching, adjusts again that it's not doing the right job. Based on the feedback, robot adjusts again. A well choreographed dance between human and robots or human and machine happens on a factory floor. That's the new manufacturing. AI is working along with the humans. And both are dancing together in adaptable manufacturing. One may say, what's new? We had robot manufacturing or manufacturing through robots coming in, I think, even 90s. But there's a fundamental difference. If you go to the assembly line of an older era, these are fixed, dangerous robots. You can't come in their way. They're programmed to do their task. They're on the assembly line, doing certain repetitive tasks, programmed to do that. A component of a car comes in, they do their riveting, they do their painting, they do their whatever the part of job they are assigned, with no human there, because the human is there, they can be dangerous to them. They don't adapt at all. They are programmed for the task. That's the different kind of a manufacturing, a separate section of a fixed robots working in that environment. And humans doing their own job. So if you see in that kind of a Japanese factory, the robots are doing the stamp pressing on each component. The component comes out. Out of that section of robots, their humans are inspecting for the errors and removing the defective parts. So there also robots or humans are working, but not in an adaptive fashion. This is what we call the word adaptive robots, which are working with humans today, the third wave of manufacturing or third wave of computing. The first wave was the assembly line manufacturing, propounded by Ford, Henry Ford at that point of time, where rather than custom manufacturing of a car, he said we can make it a linear stepwise process. Each part does the various components. At end of the assembly comes out the product. All education, including the industrial engineering and management, had to adapt to that change, because this process was mass production process, in that each step can be optimized, each step can be measured for its efficiency, and the outcome can be measured for overall efficiency. And if you see all the research, all the work happening is in that direction during that wave. Second part, as I said, second wave came of these robots, where robots, fixed robots, along with human manufacturing came in, or led by IT, lots of IT innovations came in. They provided visibility to the supply chain. They provided automation of certain tasks. So it was led by automation and visibility. You may call it a data-driven, etc., and so on, and I call that data-driven, etc., is nothing but providing visibility to what is happening underneath. When you are looking at that visibility, many organizations took advantage of it, of course manufacturing being one, but a Walmart, which very smartly took advantage of it, became from few stores to powerhouse of the world, because it could now manage the global inventory because of this visibility, manage global supply chains, and multiplied and proliferated the business. Not only Walmart, UPS, a parcel services company, taking advantage of this technology, became a logistics and warehousing company, where for Toshiba and all variety of laptops, it also became a repair company. So it expanded its capacity, because when you return a product to Toshiba laptop for warranty or various reasons, rather than sending to Toshiba factory for repair, Toshiba put their engineers, and UPS said, put some of your engineers in my facility. I will pick it from the house, take it to local center where your engineers will repair it, and I will deliver it back to them. Because of the IT interconnectivity, they were able to take advantage, and UPS became a larger and more prolific corporation, and so did IT companies or Toshibas and various laptop manufacturers also gained from it. Today, Toshiba is a maintenance center for wide variety of companies. Although we think of UPS, sorry, not Toshiba, UPS, we think of UPS as a parcel delivery service. But UPS is no more a parcel delivery service. The third wave is bringing out another set of changes. You saw because of second wave, the education changed again. Academia had to adjust. We began to talk about the internet technology, how the new business models have been developing. Actually, the business model world itself became popular because of the arrival of internet. I'm sure the business models were there earlier, but nobody thought and talked in terms of business models. But everybody today talks about, I have a business model. Internet-driven business model or other innovation-driven business model, etc. and so on. The third way, which is adaptive, actually is taking us to a very different but older era. We all want customized product. Nobody wants mass-produced product, but mass-produced products are very affordable. That's why we end up. If you have enough money, you still go to a customized product. This dance of human and machine gives us ability to have the advantages of a mass-produced marketplace as well as the customization of the product. Because these are not a fixed robot, they adjust, do the manufacturing as per your requirement. So because of that second wave, your orders may come in a customized form. Your manufacturing assembly line adjusts based upon that and loads different size window glasses or whatever the subcomponents of that assembly line are. Robots adjust accordingly rather than stamping their whatever are producing in the fixed mode what they are producing, they will be able to create the custom product for you. Again, the education has to follow in this case. Although education created this environment or the seed of it, and that's why sometimes academia and industry don't have to work together every day. One will lead, other will pick up from there and take the next few steps, and academia has now to come in and adjust the human resources accordingly, so people are produced with this kind of a knowledge, and a huge amount of research, new research avenues are open. How to optimize these adaptable assembly lines now? Right? How do you measure in that new assembly lines, etc. and so on? So a new plethora of research opportunities for academia have opened up, which will, and when they do this research, they find better results, industry will adopt it. So industry has set up the environment for academia to optimize it for them. Many people believe now that autonomous or adaptive robots which are coming in will lead to job losses. I don't believe that. Certain areas, the domains, the jobs will go, and one of them is, of course, autonomous cars. Those driverless cars commonly known as. If you see San Francisco streets today, Google's autonomous cars are available. You don't have to hail the Uber, you hail the Google. Right? You put your source and destination, a pod will appear at your step, wherever you are located. You hop in, it will take you to a destination, and they've connected your credit card. You have to be a user registered with them. And when you step out, your card is debited. So you don't have to worry about whether you have a payment capability right now with you. As long as you're registered, your bank or card is linked with them. And this is a commercially running environment. And one day it will be spreading everywhere. Similarly, in case of supply chains, the trucks will be, Volvo has already created those trucks and will be running across the highways. So lots and lots of drivers' jobs will be lost. But in this adaptive manufacturing coming in, there's no job loss. Similarly, when you put these AI robots in an insurance company, people believe the job losses will happen. Actually, job losses will not happen. Better efficiency and fraud detection will come in. Because the grunt work, the data collection, document collection is the grunt work. That will be done by these AI-enabled tools. The decision still has human being has to make, because many of these decisions cannot be automated. Human, in a complex claims, humans are the one can all again say what will happen 50 years down the line, because computing power is still about 1 trillionth of what human computing power is. So we still have to reach that computing power in order to match our human mind. So that's the scenario, and that's how academia and industry has to work in lock and step. The last example I'll give you. where at various stages they are working and various stages robots are helping, the job losses are not happening, the company is becoming global, is Amazon. Right? The very early to deploy a robot called Kiva. And the Kiva robot actually moved the aisles, moved the from shelf to shelf, various items, etc. and so on. And next step, they came up with a new robot called Xanthias. And Xanthias was even more interesting. Because what it did was that you place the order like a human, because they're all RFID tagged, or the books have a code in them, it was able to scan and find where in the shop floor the items are. It will go pick the item, put it in a basket, and dump it at the inventory, that pack it and ship it. But humans are still required for packing, humans are still required for checking, except that now human doesn't have to walk through aisles, because typically in Amazon fulfillment center, humans were exhausted in few hours. You don't know what kind of order will be coming. They have to run from one aisle to another aisle to another aisle, etc. and so on. Now robots have taken that really tiring job of human being and give them anyway high-end job of sorting the finally collected product and ensuring there are no mistakes made by it. And then many a time, piles of books will be created or piles of items will get created. Humans still have to dig, because robots, the previous robot couldn't do it. Now they have come up with a newer robot called Proteus. And Proteus is a wonderful robot. It says, give me a heap, I'll find the item. So again, tiresome job. From a heap, finding an item was being done by human being. I don't know how useful that use of the human resource was. It was a most routine job or a tiring job. Robot has said, I will do that job for you. I'll pick and sort out the heap and pick out those items. Now you figure it out whether I picked the right item before final shipment. So humans are now supervising robots in a Amazon warehouse, where again they are dancing together, working together. So jobs, nature of jobs is going to change. But jobs are not going to change. Now lots of human resource issues will come. One is a tireless worker and the other is a biological worker which has the limitations of it. How these two can be matched, or how the efficiencies of these two can be matched, are the newer challenges for shop floors or warehouses of the future. Thank you very much.